Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Dish the Dirt podcast. I'm one of your hosts, CJ.
I'm Joe Kill, keeping it real.
And I'm Tracy B.
And this is the Dish Dirt podcast. We talk about nothing but relationships or people trying to get in relationships. And sometimes we just talk about dirty motherfuckers.
Or people trying to get out of relationships.
Or people trying to get out of relationships. But more importantly today, we talking about some dirty motherfuckers.
Damn. Once again, pardon us, fam.
Sorry, guys, sorry. I wasn't supposed to be that. I wasn't supposed to be cursing all that. My bad.
No,
I'm sorry.
but you're being real, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I had to be real. So on today's topic podcast is going to be a little bit of everything, though, actually. But more importantly, we're talking about hygiene when it comes to not only relationships, but even getting in
Dating.
to
Hygiene
relationships,
and dating.
dating aspect of it. And I want to throw it over to our host, Tracy, because Tracy had an interesting story that happened to her. And I'm going to let Tracy take it from here with her story, and we can chime in. Go ahead, Trace.
All right. So, a couple days ago, I experienced something. So, let's take it back a little further. I've been talking to this guy just casually, very casually. I was introduced to him through a really close friend of mine. She figured, we, like some of the same things. I might be attracted to him. He might think, I'm good looking, whatever, might be able to, pop something off. Okay, sure, fine. So
You are an attractive woman. I will give you that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
so,
looking.
yeah, it's like,
That's cold. Okay, go ahead.
So so we've met before. Okay, so me and her, we were out in DTF. Sidebar, but it's okay. Sidebar, but
Yes.
DTF. We were out in downtown Fullerton.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm sorry, that is a sidebar because that's where I messed up at. So real quick, I had a situation where I was going, I just got out of a huge breakup, and not a huge breakup. I got divorced, and
You really don't get too much huger than that.
yeah, you don't get too much huge in that. Which wasn't annulled. It wasn't really a divorce. It was an annulled.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't know what annulment
So you
is,
weren't married at all.
so technically I wasn't married at all because
Got it.
it was within a year.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and I remember that I was at a party and I was in Buena Park, and my buddy was had a little some friends over, and this cute white girl comes up to me, and we got to talking.
I love this story. Guys.
And we got to talking. It was we were having a good time, having a good conversation, and I'm like, okay, well, cool, right? And she's like, you know what, Carl, you're so cool. I'm totally down for DTF. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God, it's about to go down, right? and literally, she brings her other friend with her. She's
it's
cute
really
too.
about to go down.
Oh, shit. And I was like, oh, and she's like, yeah, hey, this is Carl. We've been talking for a little bit. He's so cool, and we was talking with the other girl. She's like, you know what? Yeah, I told Carl that I'm down for DTF. You down too? And I'm just like, she's like, yeah, I'm totally down for DTF, right? And let me explain something to you. In my mind, what it sounded like was, yeah, I'm totally down for DTF. That's what it sounded like in my mind. I'm not even gonna lie. When I play it back in my
I
mind.
don't care how you play it back.
Hold on.
DTF.
Hold on. We get in there. Let me get in there.
Yes.
So basically, I said, oh my God, menage a trois. I'm about to get this threesome in with these white girls and about to be freaky as fuck.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to the home and say, hey, bro, I need some condoms. So I got to go to fucking 7-Eleven, make sure these two girls don't leave.
That's right.
He's like, why? What's going on? I said, look, they said they down to get it in. I'm about to have a threesome. And he's like, bro, I've been kind of ear hustling. He's like, out here in, Orange County, DTF means downtown Fullerton.
And I'm from Fullerton in Orange County. So when Carl told me this story, I basically fell out.
I didn't know what that, look, kills, right? I'm like, nigga, I seen Jersey Shore.
I fell
I know
out.
what DTF means.
DTF has been around longer than Jersey Shore.
I understand that, but
Okay.
for what LA motherfuckers translate to down the fuck.
Yes.
That's what we thought it was meant.
But
But
OC,
call
it's
it
downtown
Town
Fullerton.
Nah, bro.
Thank you.
Nah, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. I was so fucking. I was like, no. Stop lying. Stop lying. I'm so fucking mad.
Because I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
Because if you'd have told me, if I was in your situation, you'd
Yeah.
have told me what that meant, I'd have been like, tell him I'll be right back. And I wouldn't have came back.
I didn't know what to do, man. Like I was so heartbroken.
Heartbroken?
I was heartbroken.
You wasn't heartbroken.
Yeah.
Your balls hurt.
Yeah. That's true.
They got excited. I was like,
But
oh,
I knew-
hell yeah. What?
I knew
Wait,
something
what?
was up because their mutual gay friend, it was like, hey Carl, so they told me you're down in DTF. That's cool. We should all go. I'm
Oh,
like,
hell no.
I thought I didn't know. I was on high, so I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, look, I don't swing that way, but tonight, no joking. But anyway, so that's why
Anyway.
Tracy said the whole
I'll put it this way.
DTF.
I'll put
DTF.
it this way,
joke.
I'll never catch it.
Right?
I'm sorry, Trace. Go ahead and continue
No
your story.
worries. I will continue. So we first meet in downtown Fullerton, and I guess I wasn't in a mood to meet someone new that night.
Okay.
So I basically brushed him off.
Okay.
Like, he supposedly was wearing he got dressed up that night. He was wearing like a Gucci shirt and whatever, and smelled real good, but I wasn't into it. So, and mind you, this was probably back in January when we first met. So now it being July, so it's months later, we've had little conversations here and there, but nothing like a full extended conversation.
Yeah.
Until very recently, where
So you didn't have that 2 hour one, huh?
no,
You didn't go that
just
2 hour?
recently.
Oh, yeah.
That was recent. And because he basically asked my friend for my number. And so I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead, give it to him. And so when we talked, we had good conversation. Like we had,
Yeah.
there was good talks and subjects that came up and whatnot. But sure. So the one night that I'm hanging out with Carl, and he's texting me. He's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, just hanging out with some friends, but I'm, closer to your area because he lives in Long Beach. And so that's quite of a distance from Fullerton to Long Beach.
Right.
So I was like, okay, sure. He's like, well, why don't you come over when you're done? And I was like, okay, that sounds doable, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm close. Yeah, I guess so.
right. Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's not too far of a drive from Downey. And so I get to his house. I even tell him I'm 20 minutes away. And I get there. I'm parking. So I even give him heads up of my location, right? So when he comes out to come get me, the first thing he says, he's like, wow, I didn't think you were really going to come. I was like, I told you I was. Like, what? So, but in that breath, you could say, that he said, well, I'm surprised that you actually came. Yeah. Something else hit me before his words hit me. His breath hit me before his words did.
So you basically got smacked.
I got smacked.
You got violated.
So right away, I was pulled back, and I was like, yeah, this night is going to be cut very short. Like thinking to myself, like, he knew when I was going to get here. Why wouldn't he freshen up? Like, brush your teeth at least, do a whole bath at your own house. Like, you're home. If you had to take a full shower or whatever, but you're at home, run a brush through your teeth.
And that's so funny that you mentioned the whole, like, he can take a shower. Because I feel like that is literally the go-to move. Like, that's the
Yes.
go-to move. That's like, yo, oh, yeah, hey, I know you was coming over, but I'm in the shower. The door's open. Just come on in.
Yes.
Like, that's the move.
That's the move to get you.
That's like the move.
That's the move to get you to come into the bathroom and into the shower with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that move is.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to the story and my thought process, maybe it's because I'm an older gentleman,
No, really?
but if I call you and go, you know what, Tracy, I was just wondering, what you were doing tonight, if you could come by. And you tell me I'll be there in 20 minutes. What the fuck is going through my head to make me think, oh, she ain't gonna show?
Unless you fell back, unless he fell back asleep or something, or
I repeat, what makes you think if you say you're gonna be here in 20 minutes, what's gonna make me think that you ain't gonna show? And then you turn around and you call me when you parking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know what was going on through his fucking mind. That to me was like, and that was the whole basis why I own this podcast, because we're talking about like, you know, just
Dumb shit.
and the hygiene
Yeah.
when it comes into something like that. You know, because look, you got a lady coming over your house. You
That
know,
you've been chasing.
that you've been chasing
For 6 months.
and you know, after let's see, I would say after what 9:30, 10 o'clock is booty call hours.
After
Mhm.
10:30.
After 10:30.
After 10:30.
After okay, so after
It was
10:30,
well after that time. I got there at 1.
yeah, it's
Oh,
booty call hours.
That's booty call.
That's,
Yeah.
that's breakfast in bed too. Shit, I mean, I'm just
Mhm.
saying. But you know, you're in booty call hours. Why would you not freshen up knowing that like it didn't even have to be like a shower. You could have like, you know,
No, I'm
hit
showering.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I'm
Understand.
saying that
I'm
Mhm.
showering. I'm putting
Mhm.
cologne on. I'm putting cologne on my nuts just because.
Mhm.
if you got Nicky nuts. Now, if you don't know what Nicky nuts means, you know when your nuts are, you sweat and they stick to your side, that's Nicky nuts. Anyway, so you know you got Nicky nuts, you know, smelling and shit. You know, he could at least have some wipes or some shit. Like he
But he was home.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point was he was at fucking home, and you couldn't take the time. So that,
Now, I will give you this, Carl.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
will give you this. You said maybe he fell asleep. Now, I will give him the leeway to a point of, you know, because when you fall asleep, your breath does get tart in
Yeah.
your sleep.
Yeah.
But that was worse than morning breath.
But I'm just saying.
How's your shit? Like, he think it was eating doo doo. Like, what the fuck?
Li-
How,
Wait a minute,
how,
how your shit worse than morning breath?
how's this
it-
shit worse? I don't know. Like,
What was you eating? Curry duck? What, I mean,
I don't know. What's worse than what's worse than morning breath?
It was
Maybe that's how his breath is all the
Ass breath?
time.
ugh.
Ass breath. I mean, I don't know how his breath smell, but damn it, if you can smell it from a distance.
But like if he hadn't brushed his teeth like in 12 weeks, like it was.
Oh.
Did you not smack the fuck out of him? Like, cause he
I wanted
disrespected you.
to.
You should have
Like I
look.
literally spent the whole night like holding the side of my nose like this because he was on my left side, so I would cover my left nostril. And I would talk that way.
Wow. And he didn't pick on the fact that you
Didn't
felt
pick on that.
uncomfortable.
No.
That's some dumb shit to
was-
me.
No.
now you said you got slapped at the car.
Yeah.
How did you make it to the house? Or let me rephrase
Standing behind.
that. Why did you make it to the
Yeah.
house?
You know, because maybe he would have went inside.
That was going to be my third question. Did he,
Exactly.
when y'all walked in the house, did he go in the house and
The
No.
bathroom, no.
he just went and hit the couch?
Yeah. Went in the kitchen to take a shot. I was like, geez.
Maybe he thought the alcohol was going to kill the.
Nah.
It,
should've
it,
been
it didn't though.
mouthwash,
That's the
but-
problem. Here's the thing though. Here's the funny thing is like when we talk about like hygiene and when it comes to dating, I mean that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Obviously.
And it's
Mhm.
hot too.
And it's
Yeah.
hot. And it takes a special person to kiss somebody with fucking morning breath.
Yeah.
No, it
Right?
don't.
That's love.
No, it don't. It takes a certain time in a relationship.
No, that's
to
true
kiss a
too.
person
But that's
with morning
true.
breath.
But at the same time, you know,
Because I'm telling you, if it's a one night stand, I ain't kissing your ass.
He said, I ain't kissing your ass on a one night stand. In the
Shit,
morning,
you better be glad I'm there when you wake up.
kills his cold blooded with his though. He said, you better be lucky I'm there. All right, so here, when it comes
Yeah.
now let's go this way.
Or I ain't
Okay.
putting your ass out.
When it comes to prepping for a date, Trace,
Uh-huh.
right? Like for men, is it like when we're on hygiene part? And this is something I always want to ask somebody too, especially you know, a young lady
Mm-hmm.
is when it comes down to like cologne.
All
Is
right.
too much cologne a problem for you?
Yes.
Okay, then. I'm just curious.
Yes.
Now, you know, usually, you know, I've seen like, you know, people like for me, I spray it like on my wrist and I spray my neck.
Yeah.
Now, does that seem like that's too much?
No, that's fair.
That's fair, right? But
Mhm.
if I sprayed like my wrist, my neck, and like my shirt 2-3 times, that's probably a little bit too much.
It all depends on the cologne.
That's true.
Because
too.
a soft scented cologne,
Mhm.
because that's what I do. When I get dressed up, me and my wife are going out, I'll do my neck. I won't do my wrist. I'll
Mhm.
do my neck, and I'll do a few sprays over me
Mm-hmm.
after I've gotten dressed.
So here's the thing, right?
But
Back,
I don't wear strong scents.
but here's the thing too. That you know, I like a person to like, you know, kiss on my neck.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel kind of bad if I like. Sometimes I don't go out and I don't put spray on my neck.
Mhm.
I just put it like on my shirt and stuff.
Right.
Now let me ask you this: can the wrong cologne turn you off of a guy? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, no, just
No.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
asking certain.
No, what
scents.
will turn me off is you trying to cover your musk and you'll funk with cologne. See, now we could tell that.
Wow.
So basically, the
Axe.
Mm-hmm.
no, well, not even Axe, but because some dudes carry cologne in their car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that we got a date at 5. I get off at 4:30, and I can't make it home, so I just spray whatever I got in the car on top of me working in construction all day.
That's where wipes come into play. That's where wipes come into. If I absolutely had to, like, there was no way, like, let's just say, like, we were supposed to go on a date at 6, and I was supposed to get off at like at 2 o'clock. I had or whatever, but I had to do overtime, whatever.
Okay.
And I went straight to the. I mean, at least you should have some. Like, every man need to have some type of hygiene package in their car. Like, I got a pair of wipes in my car. I got a pair of little bottle of mouthwash in my car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like he could at least clean up the nookie, because you can smell. Like, I swear to God, like, you can smell nuts from a mile away if it's not cleaned properly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he could at least did that. Hit his armpits a little bit, and then I always have deodorant in the car too, so he hit the deodorant up. So my question is, I don't know, like, what hygiene wise, what are you looking for on a date, Trace? Like, obviously, smelling good. At least not smelling like he's been at work all day. What are something you look into?
Yeah, so smelling good, definitely. Well, one of my first things that attracts me to a guy is his smile.
Okay.
So yes, a breath would be like a key factor, or if there's, like, if you could tell he hasn't brushed his teeth like all day, like if they're like super like yellow, or like you tell there's like spinach in his teeth, or like you'd even like look in the mirror before you walked up here to see me.
Disrespect.
Yeah, exactly. And then hair. Say if he has hair on his head and it's just like tossed from the morning, like you put in no effort. So here's another story. Okay.
Oh shit. Here's
another story. Another date that I went on. Oh man, this has to be about a little 3 years ago. I think it was like about 3 years ago. Talking to this guy, I met online, and so we're going to meet up to have dinner. So the first plan was that he was going to pick me up from home. Okay, cool, sure. But he told me he got a little busier that day, so his errands ran a little later. Can I meet him where we were going? And it was closer to my house. So we're going to the Anaheim packing house in Anaheim. So I was like, okay. And I was living in Anaheim.
Hold on one second. I just want to because some people might not know. The Anaheim packing house is literally like a giant, like, cafeteria, I guess you can say.
Yeah, of course.
It's a place where it's a food court. I'm sorry, it's a giant
food
food court.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know it, it's a good date spot too. Good.
Look it up if you
look it up.
Really?
There you go. Yeah, it's a good date spot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I could meet there. Because other note, sure, if the date didn't go so well, I could bounce out like real quick. So we set a time. I got there at that time. He's like, oh, I'm so about 20 minutes. I'm like, fine. So I'm thinking that extra 20 minutes, he would have freshened up. Okay. Yeah.
Another one.
No, right. So, but mind you, I had requirements that I had to meet him. He asked me, he's like, so when we meet up, can you come in and dress in heels? And I was like, excuse me?
What? That boy making demands. Y'all haven't
Right?
even, was he Mormon?
I was like,
Can I ask a question?
yeah, go ahead.
The dress and heels.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any particular type of dress he was referring to?
No, just wanted to dress in heels.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, no, that's not the kind of place for, like a nightclub wear. Like he was wanting
Nightclub.
Yeah,
nightclub
exactly.
attire.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like the only reason that would have worked is if I was trying to surprise you. Like, if I said, hey, can you wear a dress and some heels? And you'd be like, okay, where are we going? Well, that's a surprise, but just know you need a dress and the heels. Now, that's the only time I think that would have been appropriate.
That wouldn't have been our first meeting, though.
But if I was to say to you, our first date, if I was to say to you, now, I'm gonna take you to the Anaheim Packing House, but I'm gonna pick you up. For me, at that point, yeah, I'm gonna ask for a dress and heels because I'm picking you up and I'm taking you somewhere. So we may not be going to the Anaheim Packing House, but as far as you know, we going to the Anaheim Packing House.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you to wear dress and heels. We could be going somewhere completely different.
Of course.
But the minute I said, my errands ran a little late, excuse me, can I meet you there? That meant the dress and heels are gone.
It's a goner.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? How about I'll wear wedges, Okay, like I'm
jeans.
and jeans. I did wedges and jeans. I did, and like I told him I was like, I'll do full hair and makeup. How about that? Like he was like, okay, like that's fine. I was like, okay, already like a little red flag there, right? It's all right.
And you still went though.
But of course I still went.
Okay, free food.
So hey, okay, I'll get there.
Oh shit.
So when I get there, I still had to wait 15 minutes for him. So already 20 minutes behind. So then I leave,
and then
I get
15?
yes.
So he's 35 minutes late.
Yes,
No.
yes,
Out of
yes.
bounds.
So by the time he gets there, okay, when I actually realized, oh, that's him. He walks up. He put no effort in. Let me tell you, he was wearing maroon skinny jeans that were like cut up at the knee, like yeah, a Darth Vader t-shirt that had gone through the washer a couple of times, so it's a little faded. Just greasy hair from the day of, and funky breath. Had no freshened up, nothing. I was like, are we really about to do this right now? Like you couldn't even, use some of that extra minutes that you were late to. Oh, and some like soccer shoes, like not even good pair of Nikes, not even a dress shoe, even some workout soccer shoes. Yeah,
That's
so I was
crazy.
like, how are you gonna put demands on me and not even keep up your end of the deal if you're gonna want luxury and you give me basic.
I've never really had an experience too much on the hygiene part when it comes to going on a date with a girl. I've had a person I went on a date with, and they smelled much like weed, and that was a turn off for me. Like it smelled a little bit too much like you a little too herbal for me. I feel high just by talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was strong. And, I'm like, she's like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm like, oh, I'm cool. You try to keep it casual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always pick the girl up. I always attempt to pick the girl up, or at least us meet somewhere. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, that's something that was like a turn off when it came out. Not to me, I feel like that's part of hygiene. You smelling like, weed.
Yeah.
Really strong. I'm not against a person that smoke weed, but at the same time, like I don't want you smelling like it. And it's so sad because I there was a girl that I didn't date, but we were like, real cool in high school, and she had these like her teeth. She was cool. Her teeth looked like yellow and looked like she still had like what do you call what do you call it? Not gingivitis, but no, the plaque.
Or plaque, yeah.
Yeah, she had some plaque on her teeth, and not like, but she didn't have funky breath. I don't understand how this shit worked.
Yeah,
she didn't have funky breath, but she had plaque and yellow teeth. Not super yellow where it was like, damn it looks like I can't believe it's not butter, but just enough. And I'm just like, but her breath wasn't funky. But I just couldn't kiss her. Like I couldn't, like I've dealt with a girl like that too after high school. But I'm saying like, where I'm like, your breath ain't funky, but damn it, it don't look right.
Yeah.
It just
Maroon
don't.
skinny jeans.
Yeah, you're still on that. Yeah, maroon, like
Skinny anything.
almost purple.
Skinny anything. It's just
with
not.
a Darth Vader T-shirt.
Skinny anything.
Okay, so let's start with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm regressing, but I was stuck.
Okay.
I apologize.
In that quicksand. Let me get you out, kid. Let me get you
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Go ahead.
please.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
For one, he disrespected you on the date.
Yeah.
Second of all, then he disrespected Star Wars in the whole. How can you believe to be taken seriously?
Was he young?
He was probably 34, 35.
Oh,
Okay,
he oh wow.
That boy lived with his mama, and his mama was dressing
In the basement.
Yeah.
What kind of shit?
No,
is
he
this?
wasn't in the basement.
Yeah.
He was upstairs with his mama.
Mhm.
He was his mama's room, his room.
Yeah.
Because if you lived in the
Right.
basement, he'd had at least a little respect.
Right? None. No.
What?
No. Then we ate, because I was still gonna get my free meal, right?
Of course.
And of course, I choose the most expensive thing on that menu, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because at that point I was like, no, this is it. I'm never seeing this guy again. So I'm just gonna get exactly what I want to eat.
That's fucked up.
I'm going to chow down in front of him, not care. I'm not gonna make it look pretty. I'm just going to eat. And so of course he's over here telling me that he wants kids like tomorrow. Like he wants to
First date.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, oh man. So I was like, yeah. So I ate and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home. So he walks me into my car and he tries to lean in for the kiss. And I swerved, snuck in the car, and drove off. I didn't even look back to wave. Like, I was out. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Yeah.
Now, Kills, I want to ask you this, man. A man that's married, do you feel like you guys still have hygiene boundaries, even married?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
of course.
Speak on that.
It's not a point of marriage. It's a point. It's actually a point of self-respect. Yes. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with your partner, but it has to do with the amount of self-respect that you have for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
You know, like my wife likes me to shave. She likes me clean shaven. Yeah, I buck that system because I don't like to shave, but I will shave. You know, when it gets to a certain point, I'll be like, okay, I'll take it off. Because, like, you know, at work, normally I'll have the goatee. Yeah. But as of recently, when last time I shaved it completely off.
Okay.
But, you know, it's to a point of it's self-respect for yourself, but it's also a point of keeping the peace.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to. In a good marriage, you argue over big shit. If there's nothing to argue over, then it's usually the small shit you argue over, but it's small shit that builds up over time.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
You know, the stuff you go, it's not that big of a deal. And then it just continues to happen. It's like, and you don't say nothing because you forgot that 3 months ago, damn, we had the same issue. Mm-hmm. And then as it comes up again and again, then it goes into, well, damn, we talked about this shit and it's still happening.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, hygiene is not an issue as far as marriage goes because it should be the same issues that you have dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what something else too I found out.
Don't get that comfortable with each other.
You know what I found out with dating too is like I don't even like I can't fart. Like I try to make some type of excuse to either, or obviously leave the table. I mean that's nasty you for the table anyway. But I'm saying like if you're walking and you got some gas, like I gotta find a way to like squeeze it out before some like either like I'm like hey I'm gonna go to the bathroom fast or I'm gonna go this and
that all depends on which way the wind's blowing.
Well, that's true too. That is true too.
Yeah.
And
because if it's blowing in your face and you walk in that direction, you ain't got no problem. Just fart and keep it pushing.
It's crazy. So I make sure like I don't eat certain things. Exactly. You gotta be one of those silent. I gotta make sure like even when you like start dating somebody and you're like in the early part of the relationship, you still don't want that like that. I feel like that's part of hygiene too. Yeah, you know what I mean? And how you use the toilet around your girl or your man. You know what I mean? I feel like that's part of it too. Like I gotta always make sure like after I'm done using the toilet, it's clean. Like I gotta make sure I clean the toilet again. Out. Yeah, I clean it out. I'll be like trying to figure it out because it's very difficult for me. It used to be difficult for me to like if I was going on a date and like say I was going if I had a girl who had her own place, I'm like, hey, can I use your bathroom? Like I felt bad doing that, like using their bathroom.
Why?
To take a piss or something like that, or even like taking a. Well, if I need to use the bathroom.
Well, yeah, I
can't carry my own spray with me. That'd be kind of weird. Like, that would be kind of weird. You don't got no spray in there. I'm like, yeah, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
Well,
it's part of problems.
Like I said, yeah, when you're dating, number two, you figure out a way. It's like, I gotta go. I got an early day tomorrow. You come up with an excuse.
Yeah.
If you just got to go pee, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah. If you're first dating, if you're in a relationship.
Yeah, in relationships.
It laxes because then you could be like, okay, we done been together for 6 months. You know what, babe? I like this scent. Can we put this scent in the bathroom? This spray. And then, you got your scent in there. And it's like, okay, cool. I can go number 2 now.
And that's pretty much true.
But you find ways to work around that.
Yeah, but Trey, go ahead.
Well, since CJ, since you're in a relationship, and Kels, since you're married,
yes.
Does your woman she either fart or go number 2 around you guys?
My girl goes number 2 around me.
Oh, good.
Like she'll go to the bathroom and all that stuff. And I mean, I don't think she's not really ashamed to go to the bathroom. It's her house, usually over there, and she does it over here. And she before she was a little bit timid, I guess, going to the bathroom over here. But I try to make it look as nice as possible. Apparently, I try. But yeah, I don't have I don't think she has an issue like going to the bathroom like around, And then before she'd be like, if I had only problem we have run into is like if she goes to the bathroom or if I go to the bathroom and if they happen and she has to go in right behind me or I gotta go right behind her, so she get to like, you going to the bathroom? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, okay, like it's like
that's your telltale.
In my mind, I'm like, it ain't worse than my shit. I ain't gonna lie, like baby, I ain't tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's. In a point you start getting not used to it, but
I understand everyone
the times,
does it.
yeah, everybody does it, yeah. What about you, Kills? What's
I'm
going
gonna just say it like this: how long you been with your girl?
7 months.
Okay.
Oh, 8 months coming up.
And you don't have a problem, right?
No.
17 years. That's all I got to say.
I have a really good friend,
and that's married 17.
Yes, I have a really good friend who was married. Or in a relationship with her now ex-husband, but they're separated, but not completely yet. But they were in a relationship for 11 years, married 8 years. She never farted in front of him, never went number 2 around him. Like she went to not their if she had to go number 2, she went to the other bathroom, not like their bathroom. Like she never burped in front of him. He never saw her without makeup on. Like
that sounds like
wait a minute. So she
Marvelous
went to
Miss
bed
Maisel.
Yes.
Have you seen that show?
Yes.
What
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah, I've heard of the show. I've never seen it.
But
wait a minute. So wait a minute. She would sleep in makeup?
No. She would sleep without, because he would go to sleep before.
And she'll wake up earlier than him and do like that's what I'm saying.
Hell no. That's too much. That's way too much work.
Yes.
In the show, Marvelous Miss Maisel, that's what she does with her husband. Like literally when she wakes up early, she goes and she puts makeup on, all this stuff. She does stuff with her eyes and all that stuff, and then she'll just gradually get back into bed. And so when he wakes up, it's just like, oh, you went to bed like that. Like she'll measure herself before she went to bed. Like she was doing all kind of stuff. And then one day they actually had they had broken up, and that they hooked up, later on down the road. And he's like, well, what's this? Like, yeah, this is how I am. Like this is how I am. I just been doing this in front of you because whatever.
Being a good wife.
Being a good wife.
That's not being a
so.
That's.
Oh, sorry.
You're not married to that person. You're not married to the real person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, I'm saying it's funny that you mentioned that because I said that's one thing in the show that was kind of funny to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No. Like I said, we've been married for 17. We've been together for, let's see, 24 years. Been married for 17.
So here's a question that I have for you. I know he's going into like, what the hell? Here's a question I have to you, all right? And I know this is probably weird to ask, but does a car's cleanliness have to do anything with the perception of the person's hygiene?
Hygiene?
You know what I mean? Like, if have you gone on a date and the guy's car is messy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think it's any reflection on how he treats himself?
Not necessarily.
I think that's all part of hygiene, though. For some reason, like I know that sounds weird to say, but I feel like if my car smells good, then I smell good or whatever.
You could have, and I've been in a car like this. Not my car, but I've been in a car like this. The car smells clean, but if you look in the back, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna use my car for example, because I have a problem with my doors draining. When it rains, my doors flood.
So the water goes to.
So the water goes inside the car because it goes up to where the panel is and then leaks out. So I have kitty litter in the backs of my car because that's where it leaks into. So if you were to look at my car right now, it looks like a mess because I have kitty litter back there. I have a jacket in the back seat, even though I don't wear a coat, but I have a coat in the back seat, and I have 2 putters in my back of my car because I just got my mom's neighbor just gave me 2 putters for my birthday. I have yet to take them in the house. But if you were to look in my back seat, it looks junky.
But I guess I'm asking, do you judge a man because of how his car looks, like in the inside?
Not completely judge. Like it wouldn't be like a deal breaker.
Okay. Yeah, because I always try to make a habit of my car being cleaned before I go on a date. Like I gotta go to the car wash, or at least clean up like the non-essentials where she gonna
but
look
trust
at.
will notice that effort though.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I always thought about that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's part of like the hygiene, like car hygiene or whatever you want to call it, or just how it reflects you. You know, you want to do stuff that reflects you. Another thing when it comes to hygiene that I want to ask both of you guys is, what is the okay? So you kind of mentioned it, Trace, like you said the breath thing. What else is one of those ultimate turnoffs when it comes to either hygiene in a relationship or dating somebody or talking, or maybe just in general? What's one of your things?
One of my pet peeves in period is feet. I'm not a feet person.
Yeah.
So
I don't think a lot of black people are feet people.
No, like if you just chilling and toes are out and your nails are just hanging over your toes and it's just like you had dirty socks on and no, that's a turn off.
I don't like people seeing my feet. I'm sorry. To
That's
this day,
fine.
my girl barely saw my feet maybe one time.
And that's hey, that's
why you leaving your socks on? Like I feel like it's the main reason why people leave their socks on during sex. It's like my feet fucked up, baby. I'm just letting you know. I don't want you to see it. That's why the socks are on. I'm not naked. My socks are on. Where's that from? Like, I forget where that's from.
Yeah.
What about you, Kills?
I think we talked about this before on one of our podcasts. I just like it to me. Hygiene is a big thing, but if you're not confident in yourself, that's a problem for me. You know, if
hygiene, but you don't have anything hygiene related.
Well, hygiene related. One, I'm fairly touchy. So I like to be close. So like my wife doesn't like to sweat. She hates to sweat. But if you sweat a little, I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me. But if I can smell you, and you know what I'm talking about, Tracy. If I can, that's like, okay, one or two things you trying to tell me. Either one, you want me to leave, or two, you want to take a shower.
And we're going to hope it's number two. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to take a shower. So we're going to see how far this goes until you say something. The longer you wait, the more I know it's time to go.
I mean, I didn't mention the whole weed thing, but I think actually, like, physically, the thing that hygiene-wise is not cute to me whatsoever is, like, nostril stuff. Like, you know, nose hairs and like just
bats in the cave.
Bats in the cave, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not something it's so funny. It's not something I pay attention to all the time. But the funny thing is, you almost got to be in a certain position to see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're sitting down at a table and I'm on the table, I'm leaning on the table or whatever the case may be. I know technically you're not supposed to have your elbows on the table, but if I'm on the table, I'm leaning. Okay, cool. And then like you get up and I'm still sitting down or whatever. And okay, first of all, then while I'm on that subject, if a woman gets up from the table, should I get up too?
It depends on why she's getting up.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause back in the day, a lot of people used to do that.
That depends on what your mindset is and what the expectations of the date are.
Listen, we're at a nice restaurant and she gets up and says, "Hey, go to the bathroom." Am I supposed to get up too? Just like,
Are you?
I've been back in the day, like people used to do that.
Okay, are you at a nice restaurant and well dressed?
Okay, let's say yes. Let's say yes. Let's just
describe your clothing, what you would be wearing.
Well, I don't wear slacks to anything, but I mean, other than like a wedding. So
okay, so would you say a nice pair of jeans
and a dress shirt,
yeah, and a jacket?
Yes.
Then yes, you should be getting.
Okay.
And you're at a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes, you should be getting up when she gets up.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
there you go.
If you are a true gentleman, if you just then
maybe I'm a halfway gent. Maybe I'm just a gent. Not a gentleman,
but
a gent.
You don't have the man yet?
No.
I don't have the man yet, probably. I don't have the man yet, probably.
Okay.
No, I mean, I just always fight with that. Do I get up? Do I not get up? You know what I mean? Anyway, back to the story.
Let me ask you. Before you get back to the story, let me ask you this: Did you push her seat in when y'all first sat down,
Yeah.
then yes, you getting up.
Yeah.
Every
Okay.
time she gets up, you get up.
Yeah. Which is so hard to do all the time.
Yes, it is.
It's hard. It's really hard.
You don't
It's
even
a-
have to
it's-
get up.
it's
You can
a-
do one of these.
It's like a
You
lost
can do
art.
one of these.
Yeah. Do one of those.
You can do
Okay,
one of
push
those.
the chair out and just come up. Okay. Just ass up 6 inches. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
And the only reason I say that is because you're giving her the respect
Mhm.
that she's getting up, so you're going to get up.
And you
so
know,
it doesn't
so
draw attention to her.
and I'm sorry, this is a little bit off topic, but damn it, this is dish to dirt, and we gotta talk about a lot of stuff. Is I get a little bit frustrated when women, like, when you even act like a gentleman, or and like maybe even too much like a gentleman, not too much, but
I know where you're going.
and they get mad at the fact that you're not mad, but like not annoyed. They're not even feminists. They're just like, like, why, like. For example, like, I have a big thing about a woman being on the right side of the road. Like, a woman's never supposed to be on
On the street.
on the street side of traffic. You know what I mean? I might
the
forget
street
here
side
and
of the sidewalk.
street side of the sidewalk, yeah. And I might forget from time to time, but I try to my damnedest to be like, get on this side or get on this side, and they'll be like, it's wrong. Like, but they don't really know. A lot of people don't really know that.
They don't know etiquette. Like,
That's
maybe,
true.
Maybe they don't know that that's proper or gentlemanlike.
And so that's
And a lot of them don't get it, so they don't, like you said, they don't know because they don't get it.
yeah, and they look at me like, what the, like, even open the door. I'm like, I try to do that as much as I can. Like, I might not do it every time, but I do it more than most, or I do it like 80% out of 100% of the time. Like, hey, I'm opening the door for this person.
One that's getting lost and I see a lot, like almost every day, is at the gas station.
Pumping the gas.
Yes, pumping the
yeah,
gas.
like, my girl will look at me sometimes like, you gonna pump? Like, I'm like, I'm pumping the gas. Like, yeah, but I'm paying for it. Like, yeah, you paying for it this time, but
Well,
but I'm gonna pump the gas still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter who pays, but
yeah.
the gentleman always pumps.
But see, that goes back to the days where you had people pump your gas for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at shows and just pictures of all that, you never had a woman working at a gas station.
Unless not technically. Did you not watch freaking Grease? Come on. Well, Grease 2, I should say.
Thank you.
It was Grease 2.
And that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but no,
bring it back. Bring it back. Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry.
reel it in.
Reel it in.
Bring it in. Okay, go ahead.
But if you notice, you didn't have female gas attendants.
Mm-hmm.
If she did work in the gas station, she was behind
The cashier.
behind the cash register, and that's all she did. But that goes back to that. So when they stopped having the full service gas attendants,
Mm-hmm.
think about the times. Unless she did not have a husband,
Mm-hmm.
the man was always driving the car anyway.
Yeah.
So he got out, he paid for the gas, he pumped the gas, got back into the car, they drove off.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I
where
see what you
that's where that comes from. So nowadays, young women, they pump their own gas.
Yeah. They're really independent. A lot of women a lot nowadays are more independent. Yeah.
And so now when you look at it and you go, okay, babe, I got it. I'll pump if you want to pay for it, that's fine. But I'm going to pump the gas for you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, she did it all this time. And this is one of the arguments me and my wife get into. She's done it all this time
Mm-hmm.
for herself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I come in and I'm like, okay, I'll take care of this for you. Well, I used to do this myself. I can still do it.
Yeah. It's just
But
etiquette.
It's you. And then there's dudes that'll be like, okay, baby, yeah, you go pump the gas.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I think.
Even if it's like, like, I know sometimes I mess up from time to time. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect. Because even with my friends, I'll at least I feel like I don't know if I'm supposed to do that as a friend. I mean, if it's a gentleman, I understand that, like, it's a gentleman thing to do. But even as like a friend, like, if I went with Tracy and Tracy's like, hey, I'm gonna get
I
some
would
gas.
make you pump the gas.
You say she would make me pump the gas. But I'm just saying,
She'll
like,
get back in the car and be looking at you like,
but I'm just like,
I would click the thing.
I
a
don't know if
bit.
that's like, like, is that just reserved for people you're dating? You know what I mean? Like,
it depends. It depends on you and your friends.
that's true. Yeah, I'm just, that's just one thing that kind of like always got to me was about this whole like, well, chivalry's not dead. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. But I know we're talking about hygiene, but
No, we're talking about everything.
we're talking about a little bit of everything.
It still goes together.
It's part of that whole dynamic when you're going out and stuff like that. And okay, so let's just say when you get back on the realm of hygiene and you go on a date, if the person takes you on a date somewhere fun,
Okay.
right? I know I'm asking Tracy this right now, but you know, but if a person takes you on a date, fun, you know what I mean, where you're probably gonna sweat. Let's just say like 'cause I like to take laser tag.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be hot in them up. Like you know you're
Yeah,
gonna
it
sweat
is.
and all that stuff. Like do I
You get a pass.
you get a pass on that?
You
We
get
get a
a
pass
pass.
on that, right?
That all depends.
get
But
a pass
if I know
And
as
use that opportunity to be like, hey, let's go back to the house to freshen up.
Thank you.
but even on the first date,
You grown, right?
I understand that part.
That, like
But I
said,
think I always take I know it's sad because like I take an
Or,
extra
or
shirt
even
with me.
or even just as like even it's just the first date. It doesn't have to get to the bedroom. But hey, could we freshen up a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, and then we could go somewhere else for dinner if you hadn't eaten yet.
That's why I said it depends because if, like you said, you like to go laser tag. Well, a lot of times where laser tag is, there's little places to eat. So if you're gonna eat and then laser tag, or laser tag then eat, which doesn't make any sense to me, because like you said, it is hot as hell in those places.
Yeah,
and you moving around kind of quickly sometimes.
I'll be fucking up because I go laser tag and then eat.
So yeah,
But I always take an extra shirt with me.
but
the fucked up thing is I never tell the girl to bring extra shirt because I don't want her to know where we're going because I try to do a surprise.
but that's not fair to her.
Yeah, it's not fair to her. You're right. That's why I'm a
but-
gent and not a gentleman.
But normally, like if it's a first date and we're doing something like that, then that's all I'm looking at doing. I'm not looking at going out afterwards.
Yeah.
Because
You're
I
right,
know
man.
that takes out, laser tagging takes a lot of energy out of you to start.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do that, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? After we're done laser tagging, I can drop you off at home. If you want to continue the date, that's fine by me, but I need to freshen up. I know you need to freshen up, and you need to get ready to continue the date.
That's that grown man shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But if we're doing something like, I think my first date with my wife, my first actual date, other than going to the movies, because that didn't go over well. But we went bowling with my job. I worked at Bonds at the time. We went bowling. It's hot as hell in a bowling alley.
Yeah.
But after bowling, I was like, you know what? I can't do nothing after this.
Yeah.
I mean, she literally lived maybe from here to where AutoZone is from you.
Okay.
That's how far she lived from me.
Okay.
But it's like, no. Once I go home, I'm done. Because my arm is sore. I know she's, nobody's ready to go and do nothing afterwards.
I understand.
So
I went on this date a couple months ago, and we went to round one. So that has like bowling, arcades, and all that, and like something else with it too.
It's pretty much Dave and Buster's.
Exactly, part two, right?
Two.
Yeah. And so we wanted to bowl, and it was like an hour and a half wait to bowl. And I was like, actually, that's kind of better because with bowling, you're separated the whole time. And so there's really no in between talk, like time to like sit down and talk. So like that's more of an activity, like say for like fourth, fifth date kind of thing. So I was like, yeah. So I said, yeah, no bowling. We wouldn't be sitting chatting anyway. Like so we played arcade. That's the other thing that's there. Arcade games. So yeah, and we were able like to play games together and talk while we're doing the games. And so I was like, yeah, I like this one better. Like we did arcade games and then went to dinner after that. So it was actually a pretty cool setup.
Okay. Yeah, I was just always wondering about those kind of things. Obviously we know that hygiene is very important.
Yes, very.
When it comes to a relationship, being in a relationship, and even in marriage, it's still a very important thing to maintain. And just that story with you and that dude.
Both
like
of them.
somebody should slap the fuck out of him. Like
Both
it's
of
just
them.
like, where were you raised? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because like I said, to me, the second story to me was worse than the first story.
It was honestly.
Yeah, that was
And he
bad.
had time to.
Well, that's because he disrespected your fucking Star Wars. That's why.
No, he disrespected skinny jeans. He just,
It was just
Any
all
man-
over a
it's just
mess.
the whole thing.
I'm gonna put this on the record right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's 3 things as a man you don't do. You don't wear skinny jeans with rips in them,
You don't wear skinny jeans.
unless you're already
not
skinny.
not on a date.
It's not skinny jeans if you're already skinny, motherfucker. Like if you're already skinny, you just wear regular fucking jeans, motherfucker. Then you're skinny wearing jeans. The second thing is don't drink White Claws. Like a man
Oh my
should
goodness.
not
Here
drink
we
a
go.
motherfucking
Here we
White
go.
Claw.
I've never.
It's
had,
okay. You could drink White Claws.
No, you can't. No, you
Yes,
can't.
yes,
Yo,
you
low calorie ass White Claw. Stop that. Grown men
Oh
drink
my goodness.
grown drinks for the most part.
Hold on. I have to argue that because coming up, there was a drink called a Zima.
Uh-huh.
I love those things. I can't stand beer though.
See?
But I drink the hell out of them. Just like I drink Smirnoff Ice.
Well, okay, I can whatever.
Yeah.
That's alcohol. But I'm talking about, you're talking about all White Claws are low calorie beer. It's a low calorie beer. Why are you? That's like getting a Diet Coke. That's like ordering a giant ass meal from McDonald's. I'm like, let me get a Big Mac with cheese and large fry and a Diet Coke. Bitch, what the fuck you doing?
Are you getting a small Diet Coke or a large Diet Coke?
So how you getting a Diet Coke? Ain't no grown ass. You think?
Hold on. Want all the sugar.
Let me ask you this, right? When you think about like manly men or just you think The Rock is out there drinking a fucking White Claw? You think Kevin Hart is out there? Well, I'm saying, I'm saying manly man. But let's go. You think Denzel Washington's out there drinking a fucking White Claw?
So what you're telling me is you would lose all respect for those people you just named off if they did a White Claw commercial.
I would have been like, yo, if they did the commercial, it's a totally different thing. They trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't believe that they drink that in real life. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Okay, so if you saw The Rock drinking it in a bar, you'd lose all respect for him?
I wouldn't lose respect for him. If I had the chance to see him in the bar and he was by himself and bring a White Claw, I'll go to him, Rock, let me ask you a question, man. What's going on, brother? That's how I think you'll say to me. I'll be like, hey, man, what the fuck you doing drinking a White Claw? I just want to know, is this promotional? And he'd be like, nah, I actually like these motherfuckers. I'm like, well, can't get an autograph.
Well,
that's it. That's all I was wanting to get an autograph.
Goodness.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm done.
That's 'cause you
I'm
want
done.
your ass whipped.
No, I don't want to get my ass whipped, exactly. But have you seen The Rock's fucking Instagram? This fool carbo loads. Like, so he wouldn't drink a fucking White Claw. Like, he carbo.
And he just came out with his own tequila.
He just came out with his own tequila, too. Have you seen his motherfucker's plates? Like, when he eats breakfast, he has, like, 8 pancakes, fucking 9 fucking biscuits, whatever the case may be. He carbo loads, so he wouldn't even be caught dead drinking some shit like that. To me, that's in my mind. You know what I mean? But
there's a difference
low-calorie beer.
You know there's a difference between carbs and calories, right?
Whatever. Low-calorie beer. It don't make a fucking difference. It's low-cal beer. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Men drink whiskey. Men drink bourbon. Men drink gin. Men drink wine.
I'm glad you put that there.
We do. I mean, men drink wine. Sophisticated men drink wine. We don't now. Real men won't get out of the Stella Rose like we get out of the. Move out of the Stella route and up your palate a little bit. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say with that.
I'm gonna just say this about the wine.
I love me some Stella Rose.
As a man, As a man, you do not bring a boxed wine to no one's house.
Oh hell the fuck no! You bring a boxed wine and we fighting. But you have to get to a level of appreciation. Like, I don't think people don't appreciate wine until you get older. Obviously, you don't appreciate wine until you get older. And when you start knowing that
you weren't raised in France.
You weren't, yeah, well, not even that friends, Italy. It don't make a difference.
Yeah, if you weren't, because at 14, most of them have respect for wine.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, been growing like that, but anyway, spit out the wheels here on Dish the Dirt. But what are your guys' final thoughts on hygiene? Or even just etiquette when it comes to, gentleman etiquette.
Yeah, just do it.
It's a must. You must have, like I said about me more, you just have to have respect for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you have no respect for yourself, then how is somebody else going to respect you?
Definitely.
Every man, like I said, needs to have a dip kit. Like we call them dip kits. Like when I leave the house, I have a toothbrush, I have deodorant, and my mouthwash. At least those 3 things are like the things that you least have to have in your fucking car. And wipes.
And
wipes.
And wet ones.
And wet wipes, exactly.
Yes.
And matter of fact, though, shout out. I know. Well, kills them like when I do this. But it's this. Now I forgot the name of the brand.
Yes.
Is it Man's or no? It's in my bathroom right now. What it's called? Man Wipes. I think it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Man Wipes. Yeah, Man Wipes. So like literally, they have a to-go box and they're individually packaged and they're wet wipes. Like I keep those in the car, like just in case. You never know when you get barbecue sauce on your hands or you need to just freshen up a little bit. You know what I mean? Just like so. Keep that in your car, guys. If you don't, if you, and matter of fact, ladies, if you're on a date with a man, you should ask him where your dip kit's at. Like, where's your dip kit at? Or where's your hygiene kit at? Like, you need to. Like, we travel, so I always keep the first class, that first class thing they give you with all the stuff in it. I always keep that in the car. Like, but that's because I'm a first class person.
Oh, stop.
Shoot me now.
All right, guys. So
Right.
what's your? I'm sorry. What's your final thoughts? On my bad.
Well,
You said just have it, huh?
yeah, because it will go one of two ways. So either out the door or, letting you know in front of your face, like, homeboy. See, and I didn't have that courage.
Yeah, you need to have that
If
courage.
if he wasn't my friend's friend, then yeah, I would have let him know.
Fuck that. No, he disrespected
No,
you.
I know, but I was,
He didn't just.
when I
see,
talked to her about it, I was like,
If he would have slapped you in the face with his hand, would you would have said something to him? Okay, that's exactly
Yeah,
what the motherfucker did.
my problem is this: you said you held back or you didn't know how to react because it was your friend to your friend.
yeah.
But by him doing that to you, he disrespected your friend.
You should have slapped your friend too. Fuck that on
No,
GP.
no.
Just on GP.
Because
I get it.
no, because your friend did not know how he was gonna do that.
Yes, he did. He knows he had nigga had bad breath.
No,
That nigga had bad breath since they
she
met.
would even be like, "Oh wow, he's like the cleanliest person I know. Like at work, he has a toothbrush on his desk and with mouthwash and stuff." I was like, "Then he didn't take it home with him then because it was."
It's off for show.
like
Have
I
you ever
said,
seen him use it?
And that's
It's
why,
off for
and
show.
That's why I said he did. You should have had that kind of courage to say that because he disrespected your friend because your friend thought you guys would be a good match.
Yeah. Sorry, but
Man, we can get out of here though.
please get me out of this, please. Somebody help.
But this
Send help.
has been the Dish the Dirt podcast. I've been one of your hosts, CJ,
Joe Kill.
And Tracy B.
and we be out.